we seem to have changed the course of time. Oh, just look at it, folks, I didn't expect it to be so difficult. Well, I have to scramble everything again. 4 puzzles combined into one. Solve puzzles, it's cool and useful. Hello everyone, it's Cubastic and I'm holding a Rubik's Cube in a box, and as you can see, its center is completely unusual. Here, in addition to the usual sides, some kind of round part also has been added, and it is not even clear how to solve it, and it seems that on each side there will be such a circle, but no. It's actually quite an unusual cube. This is a Fisher Time Machine cube, that's how it's called. As you can see, here the central round elements are not located in the center of each side of the cube, but on its edge. But nevertheless, in our usual sense, the cube even cannot be turned. In order to turn it, we need to turn the edges here. And the most interesting thing, and actually why this cube is called a time machine, that's because of these circles, which can also be turned. And as you can see, it is shifting, and if we scramble the Rubik's Cube, then it will change its shape quite a lot. It turns out that we can turn this cube like a regular Fisher, but as soon as we shift the center position and do the same movements back, we seem to have changed the course of time. Like if you change something in the past and go back to the future, it will look completely different. And today we will try to solve it. I scrambled it in a completely random way, and I'm sure that this will be a really complex modification of the Rubik's Cube, which will not be easy to solve. To learn how to solve any puzzle, I recommend you the Cubicle Store website. This is where you can find puzzles and Rubik's Cubes of different levels of complexity, from the simplest to something like this. By the way, it looks really weird now. The Cubicle provides best service, fast delivery and innovative technologies in creating puzzles. A huge assortment of goods will surprise even the most enduring speedcubers. Accessories, mats and the latest innovations in the world of puzzles appear in the store every week, so stay on top and develop your skills. Check the link in the description and use my promo code Cubastic to get a discount. Well, now when the cube is already almost scrambled, we will make just a few more movements and try to solve it. As you remember, it originally looked like a cube. Now it looks like… oh, it looks like… this is amazing! This is a moment when a puzzle seems impossible to solve. It is way more interesting. I don't know where to start. Let's try to at least roughly build the shape of the cube. Let's mark the time. We press start. In the comments you can write how much time you think it will take me to solve this puzzle. And I'll start. And I'll probably start with the algorithms for a regular cube. Nothing complicated. In general, we put the edge elements in the right place for starters. Here, these edges, which don't seem to look like edges, are quite large in size, and it is easy to navigate through them. If we put them in their place now, almost immediately we will have a cubic shape. Yes, right, see? The flat is already in its place. Next you need to think about what to do next. Should we put the centers in the right place? So, there's something wrong, wait. I need to change from orange to green, here's an error. I need to fix it. Why do I need to do this? For the colors to match. Now, as you can see, the colors match here on these small stickers and the large ones. Okay, let's try to move the edges in their place further. And we have them like this kind of small semi-square stickers. Their symmetrical shape indicates that parity may happen, and that will be a difficulty. Well, we're used to dealing with difficulties. That's how I wanted it. That's exactly what I was going to do. One more. The last layer is yellow. As you can see, it's quite complex. There are a lot of algorithms, a lot of positions. You need to be able to determine all this, and especially with such a shapeless cube, it is way more difficult to do this than on a regular cube. Yes, well, look, it looks like I solved the main part. It only took me 4 minutes, and now I need to somehow solve the central details. Maybe I should start over with them. We can of course try to solve white, for example, simply using the formulas from the 5x5 cube. In order to solve, for starters, one circle. In fact, it seems to me that I'm doing everything right, because after each interaction I can return each side in the opposite direction so that nothing gets mixed up, in order not to destroy what is already done. White one is almost ready, there are 3 elements left, we've made such a strip, removed it and returned it, and the strip was solved. We put it in the right place, and that's it. The white color is fully solved. Good result, let's move on. Well, let's try to solve yellow. What is interesting about these puzzles is that knowing how to solve some standard puzzles, such as 3x3 Rubik's Cube or 5x5, helps you with solving other puzzles that are similar to them. This cube combines a 3x3 cube, its mechanism is taken as a basis, 5x5 is the number of the elements, Fisher cube is that part that goes diagonally, these are the edges, and the Rubik's Cube time machine. 4 puzzles combined in one. And if you only know how to solve 3x3 and 5x5, you can solve each of these 4 puzzles, including this one. As you can see, solving different puzzles is interesting, especially when you can find similarities in them with those that you already know how to solve. And thanks to spatial imagination and logic, you can achieve absolutely any goal in solving puzzles. Therefore, guys, I don't know how many times I have already told you, solve puzzles, it's cool and useful. Here, what's interesting, now we have the elements of the circles here, they are uneven, they are not flat. Here you still need, except for the color. See, I for example adjusted the color, but also adjusted the shape, because here you see it doesn't fit. You need to look for the right shape. Whoa, good! Guys, subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications, because in one of the following videos we're going to solve a Rubik's Cube with the help of iPhone. Don't miss out. Okay, wow. What happened? I don't have it there. Okay, we'll deal with it later. Now the task becomes more difficult. We need to solve these 3 here without destroying what has already been solved. The same algorithms as for the solving of centers 5x5. We use one more center. Look, it's pretty easy so far. So... Okay, there is. All centers except one are solved. Usually, in order to solve the center, you need to use the second one, and here I have nothing else to use. Okay, but we can try, for example, use the white center, so that here the details are in the correct order, but here it doesn't matter to me how they stand. So look, we still have the last movements. As I said, on white it doesn't matter where the element is located. They are all flat, they will all at the end take the right place. Thus we have solved the main part of the puzzle. Well, only the last element remained. There is a complication. If I make an algorithm, the center will flip. Oh. The center flipped and now I have some details scrambled again. I hope it's not critical. Or will I have to solve everything again? It was my mistake, I didn't finish solving the cube. As you can see, you need to be careful to solve the puzzle fully, because you can make mistakes and, as you can see, lose a lot of time. However, if you never give up, you will succeed. We're close to the end. Whew, listen. 23 minutes 34 seconds, not bad. Based on how it looked when we first scrambled it, getting the cube into the correct position in 23 minutes is pretty good, and I really like that even based on the fact that I roughly understood how this puzzle should be solved, I still ran into difficulties that made the solution even more interesting. I hope you enjoyed this puzzle and its solution, therefore I'm waiting for your likes under this video and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss solving other puzzles that may be more difficult and more interesting. Well, that was Cubastic, bye everyone and have a good time.